Let's do some rounding, and we've got a couple of different things we're going to see. In this example, we've got 341, and we want to round to the nearest hundred. Now, the 100 digit is actually the first digit we've got on the left. So what that means is we go to the hundreds place, and we have a look at that. And that tells us that it's 3. And that means we're going to be either rounding down to 300 or up to the next 100, which is 400. So we always go one digit to the right, and we look at that. And if it's 4 or lower, we round down. If it's 5 or higher, we round up. And in this case, we've actually got a 4. So that means 341 is actually going to be rounded down because it's closer to 300 than it is to 400. Now you could plot that on a number line and check that if you wanted to. What about if our number goes up to the thousands? We've got 1,978. How could we round this to the nearest 1,000? And this time it's written as 1,000 instead of words, so we get used to seeing both. Now, it doesn't matter how many digits our number has. What matters is the number that we're rounding it to. And we need to round it to the nearest 1,000. So we go to the thousands place. And that means it's either going to be rounded down to 1,000 or up to the next 1,000, which is 2,000. So is this number closer to 1,000 or 2,000? Now you can probably work out that this is closer to 2,000 because it's 1,900 and something. But we still need to work out the rule because it's not always that obvious. So we move one digit to the right and we have a 9. Now remember, if our digit's 4 or less, we round down. If it's 5 or more, we round up. Well, we've actually got a 9 in that place, so we're going to be rounding up. So 1,978 is closer to 2,000 than it is to 1,000. Now, what if we have a number in the hundreds, but we decide to round it to the nearest tens? Remember when we had this, we rounded this to the nearest 100, and we found that it was closer to 300 than 400. So we started looking at the hundreds place, and then we went to the digit to the right. So how could we actually round this to the nearest 10, do you think? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to put that up there, and once again we look at what the question's asking. It says, how can we round 341 to the nearest 10? So we go to the tens place. We don't care that our number has hundreds in it. So now we say, well, is it closer to 340 or 350? So we're thinking of tens now. So we move one place to the right, and that digit tells us what we do. So you see, we do exactly the same thing. We just started in a different place. So is it going to be closer to 340 or 350? Well, we've got a 1. So using our rule, if we've got a 1, we round it down. If we've got 5 or more, we round up. So we've got a 1, we're going to be rounding down.